No matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? We're all here. Yes, this is good, and it's gorgeous outside. So happy to see all of you. I'm Reverend Tracy and delighted to welcome you to this magnificent community of love and support. I want to acknowledge our folks that are watching online. Everybody wave. Thank you so much for being here too, because we know that community is not bound by walls. So everybody take a deep breath. We made it to Sunday. So we have a fabulous service scheduled today. Our practitioner platform is not as it is written in the program. There is no such person as Patty Clemens, but there is a Diane Clemens, and she is our girl today. Yeah, well, you know, that was last week and this week, and they all sort of meld in together, and there you have it. We are one. Pick a syllable from anybody's name. It's yours today. So Diane is available for prayer after service, but she'll also be doing our opening invocation and a short reading to get us started this morning. And over here in the music corner, we have the fabulous Jeff Harrison on keyboards. And then doing the vocals, Jeff swears he doesn't sing, so we have to bring somebody in to sing a little bit. So to sing a little bit today is Tina Meeks. All right, well, let's get started, shall we? I'm going to invite you to turn off your phones, to clear your laps, clear your minds, settle in wherever you are. Those of you at home in your jammies, good for you. Thank you for joining us. And let's take a breath, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes and let the sound of the bowl take you within. For we come together to remember that within each and every heart is the power of spirit. And that this power of spirit is one of love and light and healing. For it is here we are one.
All is well. All is well in this sacred space. I know there is one power, one heart, one presence. There is one life, one mind. We call it God. We call it universal presence. We call it higher power. Let us surrender in this moment and know that all is well. For all is love, and all is peace, and all is joy. This is our life now. We are open wide and available and doing the work of the Most High. We are compassion. We see the face of God in everyone. Doing the work of God, we share, we care, and we love generously. We are a spirit-filled center. For all is well. I know in this awareness we are blessed in this day. We are blessed at work, at play, at school. Everywhere we go, miracles show up. We're a loving, growing, financially stable, inclusive spiritual center where love and good and spontaneity blooms. All is well, and I am grateful and thankful, and so it is. My reading today is written by Jack and Cornelia Addington. There are no troublesome people, she wrote. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Everything I do today will be centered in the idea of peace. Everywhere I go, I take my peace with me. Nothing from without can disturb me. Where there appears to be troubled waters, I say, peace, be still. Where there is dissension and discord, I recognize the oneness of life. Wherever there is bitterness and resentment, I sow love. Wherever I go, I silently establish unity. I no longer seek to have my own way. I let the perfect will of Spirit be done. The Christ in me is one, and the Christ is in all. I calmly and serenely unify with the infinite love of God within me. Everything in my world becomes harmonious. I resist no one, and no one resists me. I will love everyone. There are no troublesome people in my life. I speak my word. The peace of God radiates from me to everyone I meet, and I am a peacemaker, and I dwell in the kingdom of harmony and joy, and I bring love and peace wherever I go.
Good morning, everyone. Let's take a deep breath. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It's not hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, you may think I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. Only the brotherhood of every woman and every man. Oh, I wonder if you can imagine all the people sharing all over the world. Oh, you may think I'm a dreamer, but I am not the only one. No, I hope someday you will come and join us, and the world will live as one.
That was just so I had an extra moment to gather myself. Thank you, Tina. It's perfect. So today we light the candle for Veterans Day, which is this week. For those that have fought for and defended the freedoms that we live by. Those who have been in service to their country in ways that some of us don't do, and yet all of us know the need for. And so I want to say thank you to those vets that are among us, and those whom you remember, and those whom you know still in your lives, that it is a service and one that is in support of all that we hold dear. So thank you to our vets today. It's been a bit of a roller coaster this week. I don't think I'm the only one that's felt that. And these last couple of months, you've either felt validated or dismayed. We have both. And it wouldn't matter what the outcome of this election had been, we would still be having this conversation today. Because when you have a concept of winners and losers, there will always be those who feel disenfranchised. There will always be those who don't feel seen and heard. I came across a quote that said that everyone feels disrespected these days. And isn't that a piece of the truth of our experience? It's not the whole truth, yet here we are. So the title today is Post-Election Spirituality. And it's the how to find our peace and our gratitude beyond the idea of winners and losers. Because this winner-loser thing is a very human construct, right? It's the polarity of opposites. It's the way in which we navigate and measure in the world in comparison to something else. Are we better or worse? Are we right? Are we wrong? Are we taller or are we shorter? Are we winning or did we lose? That's a very human aspect. And the spiritual call is to find our way back to the spiritual truth, the greater picture of the oneness of life. That's the divine side. That's the spirit within us, where life is a circle and there are no sides. The thing is, people are motivated by the same things, no matter what your religion or economic status or your political beliefs or anything that looks, what tribe you belong to. We're all motivated, we're hardwired to seek safety and to know that there's meaning, or to know that we are enough. Everything else comes from that. Where we differ is in what we think will bring us that enoughness, what we think will bring us that place of safety. And when we don't feel safe, when we have a a perspective of lack, that there's only enough for some people and not all, then we defend, or we attack, or we argue, or we steal, or we hide what we have. We're afraid of what is unknown because our little lizard brain that got us through the dinosaur era, well, probably after the dinosaur era, don't get me, I don't know history. The oldest of people relied on that small part, and that still exists in the back of our brain, that says, if I can't see it, it's dangerous. If it's different, it's going to kill me. That's all part of our reaction to life. And where we differ, where we hopefully have evolved to, is that we also now have a conscious mind that allows us to choose differently, that allows us to know more, that allows us to shift our perspective from mere survival to what else could it be, what the possibilities are, that there is a way to move through life and the world safely with love and joy and transformation, not merely survival. We live in a culture that teaches us not enough, right? If you just buy this thing, then you will be among the cool people, and we all want to be cool people. The thing is, an election cycle, this obvious picking of sides, creates or triggers an emotional landscape that is at times overwhelming to deal with. I'm tired. You tired? It's been a long week. And this political environment that we're in, can bring us to a place of grief or fear or anger. It can bring us to a place of celebration and relief. We can go to judgment and blame and bullying. We can feel threatened. We can just become impatient or maybe withdraw. Maybe we're filled with dread and despair. It's all in there. We all have all of that. Did anybody feel any of those this week? Yeah, pretty much everybody. Because the truth is, we're not immune to what happens around us. We just forget that that's not all of who we are. So what we're called to do in the world is to start from where we are, this is where we found ourselves this week. And whether you're celebrating or in despair, there's still a way forward. That's the spiritual truth. That's the heart of what we hold within us that we're called to remember. Ernest Holmes says that we are to stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for a moment. Nothing else can equal this attitude. And then he puts in all caps, to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. And what is this truth that we supposedly know? Well, truth of our experience is different for all of us, right? In the days leading up to the election, I was listening to exit polls. I was listening to people being interviewed. And a lot of the Republican voters were saying things like, look, my life is still hard. You know, just because the stock market's doing great doesn't mean I can afford my rent. And I'm happy the job numbers are up, but that's because I'm holding 2 jobs. My life's not better. And that's true in the experience of these people that don't feel seen and heard by the government that we have. What's also true is that the infinite possibility of how we might move forward still exists. We just haven't tapped into some of those possibilities yet. I had a Democratic friend tell me on watching the election results come in and not coming in the Democrats' favor. And so he took himself to Stater Brothers and he said he picked up a bag of cookies and some ice cream. And when he got to the checkout line, he looked in the baskets of everyone in line at 9:30 at night and he saw ice cream and cookies and chips and alcohol. That too is the truth of someone's experience. It's so easy to forget that to be human is to be all of these things. That to live a life is to, if we're able, to recognize spirit and to understand that all of these things are in the oneness. We don't really get to pick and choose what we feel. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you try to hide your feelings, if you try to stuff them down, anybody been in therapy? It doesn't work. Because the minute you open that closet door to your fear or your anger or your sadness or your grief, everything else falls out on your head. Because we are meant to feel what we feel and to allow ourselves to feel it, because then it can pass. I was thinking about the wind this week. You know, the wind is blowing. The wind can either spread the fire and destruction, or like this morning, it can paint pretty little cloud pictures all over the sky, these little wispy white things. That's also the wind. We're called to remember our own power in our own lives. We're called to get back to that sense of oneness, that sense of connection to something greater than we are. Jane Beach is a Science of Mind minister, and she posts on Facebook all the time. And she says, you know, if I put my nose on the bark of a tree, I will see all shades of brown. If I step back a little bit, I will see the tree. If I step back some more, I will see the forest. If I look from outer space, I will see the planet. There is always a bigger perspective, a bigger picture of what's going on. And if we can remember that, then we have access to all that is within us that knows love, that knows spirit, that knows oneness, that knows healing, that knows the infinite possibility. You see, those feelings, those reactions that we have are our personal signposts for where care is needed. What do I need to do to take care of my grief, my sadness? What do I need to do to express my joy, my sense of celebration? That is individual to each of us. And you've probably figured out that Facebook is not the best place to work that out for yourself. There will be a few differing opinions. And you know, that's just it. Votes and parties and results are other people's opinions. Our culture is made up of everybody else's opinions. Worth considering, but we don't have to take it as the whole truth. Because we each make our own path. We each make our own choices. We each decide what direction we are called to go in, where our gifts are best used, how we might connect with folks. So the human part of us needs permission to feel what we feel, to take the time, to grieve, to celebrate. You also need to express it in some way. So you can blame somebody. That's one way to discharge some energy. Or you can eat ice cream, or you can nap for several days, or you can withdraw, or you can go to a party, or you can take a walk in nature. Only you know what it is that grounds you once again beyond the experiences of life, beyond that sense of losing or winning. Then you need to rest. I meant it when I said I was tired. I think you did too. It's been a lot. And it's not always just out there. Sometimes it's in our own living rooms where those differing opinions clash, where those conversations about what's the right thing to do gets a little bit louder, right? Or it is your friends on Facebook because you can't seem to stay off social media when things get dark. Or it is in the news that you watch on TV. Opinions. These are opinions of people. And we have the ability to do something from our own heart, from our own sense of direction, from our own intentions, from our own knowing what love means to us and how that shows up in the world. So we name what we feel, acknowledge it, give it a little room, talk to a friend, read something that supports you, take a walk. Express what you need to express, even if it's just by shutting down and closing the door and the windows for a couple days and saying, don't bother me. But here's the thing. Every spiritual teacher from pretty much any spiritual tradition will tell you that the way to live your best life is to accept what is. But I don't like it. Or I am feeling whatever. I think we need to understand the word accept differently, okay? To accept what is doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you're giving up your values or yourself. It doesn't mean accept it. Am I supposed to accept injustice? No. Am I supposed to accept bad behavior towards me or violent actions that I see in front of me or in my world? Am I supposed to accept that there isn't any support for my kid that needs a little extra help in school? No, I'm not meant to accept that. I'm not meant to accept what goes against my values. But what I can release, what I can stop doing is resisting within myself what is. So if the school system doesn't have a way for you to support your child that needs extra help in school, if they say, well, we don't do that here, you'll have to get an outside tutor. Guess what? California state law says you have to be able to help your kid within the school, and it's called an IEP, and that's what we do. And you, in other words, you have the ability not to necessarily accept the circumstances, but not to create discord within yourself and spend your time and energy going, how did this happen? And why is this happening to me? And it shouldn't be this way. And it doesn't make sense. And how could they? Because those are the things that stir us up and keep the water within cloudy so that we can't see the greater truth, which is, okay, this school system has a problem with this particular help process, and that's not the way it needs to be. So I can do something. I can call someone. I can get help. I have resources. In other words, the power that we are doesn't go away just because the world looks dark. The truth that we carry is a light, meaning we can understand things in a greater way, which allow us to take action, which allow us to lift others up. And if others don't see things my way, I can also remember that my way isn't the only way. Neither is your way, not the only way. We are called to stay open to possibilities. If we stir ourselves up with why and how could this be and what's wrong with you people, we're not helping anything, are we? We're not changing anything for the better. We're not expanding. It makes us feel constricted. It's a disconnect between what we wanted to have happen or what we expected to have happen and the way that we feel, the way that it turned out. Martin Luther King said that it's true, we must accept finite disappointment. But we are never to lose infinite hope. We can accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. In other words, there's more to the story than on a particular day. If we move to fear or anger or despair, and even if we move to celebration, but our friends are not celebrating, there's room for all of that. It just takes our attention in a different way. I want to read what Brene Brown says about despair. The first thing she says is that it's a claustrophobic feeling, right? Because it includes the element of hopelessness. If you feel hopeless in the face of what's going on in your life, it's very hard to move. It's hard to think. It's hard to function. It's hard to care. People give up on themselves. They give up on their work. They give up on each other. And they look for someone to blame. And blame is a way of discharging the energy or the pain of fear and anger. Blame is a way to get that out of your system. That gives us a sense of control. Oh, I know what the problem is. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix you. Right? The only antidote for despair is hope. What's interesting, she says, is that hope is not an emotion. Hope is a cognitive behavioral process. That means it's about the way you think and then act. That sounds a little bit like science of mind to me. When you have a sense that you can do this, that there is a path that you can act upon, that there is a goal that you can reach in some way, even if you don't know how, that is hope. Ernest Holmes says that the original definition of the word hope wasn't wishing something would happen. It was an expectation of good. I expect that something good can and will happen, or will be discovered, or will unfold. Brene says, right now, the thing that is helping the most is micro-dosing hope. Little tiny hope steps. I have no access to big hope right now. However, I am asking myself how I can support the people around me, the people on my team, in my community. How can I make sure that in the swirl of my emotions, I stay committed to courage and kindness and caring for others, regardless of the choices other people make? So regardless of where you fall on the election spectrum, other people's choices do not have to take hope from you. Now, not big hope. Doing the smallest next right thing is really hard, but sometimes that's what we have. So I think that there's something in that opposite of feeling helpless that is our way forward after we have felt and acknowledged where we find ourselves, after we allow ourselves to be in our reaction, our swirl, whatever that swirl is, after we've let the dust and the volume go down, we let the dust settle in our families and amongst our friends who think differently than we do. There is a place for taking action in the direction of hope. There is a place for reaching out and doing something nice for someone, partly because it's going to help us too, and partly because it's the right thing to do. That means too that when people reach out to you, that you are available to accept, because you are not so shut down that you don't see someone offering you a phone call, a hand, a cup of tea, an opportunity to go for a walk. James Baldwin said he's never been in despair about the world. Enraged. I've been enraged by the world, but never despair. I cannot afford despair. You can't tell the children there is no hope. There is always hope. There is always a way forward. There is always a place where we make a difference. There is always a place where our light, no matter how dim, still dissipates the darkness somewhere, for someone, somehow. So we name the feeling. We feel it. We release it. We rest. And we release that sense of hopelessness into an acceptance of this is our new starting point. This is our new place to begin. We did this with the pandemic. Do you remember? Do you remember? A good year, if not a year and a half, of not meeting or greeting or being together in person, or how hard that was, of our kids trying to do school online, and that works for some but not for others. And then we all started to get back together, and do you remember the masking arguments in the aisles of Costco? Yeah. It's people acting out of their fear and wanting to be safe and wanting you to do it their way because that makes them feel safer, and us wanting them to do it our way so we could feel safe. We know how to do this. We know how to reconnect. We know how to build bridges. We know how to be present, to build that heart-to-heart connection. It's not an instant healing, but it is a way forward. It's motion that comes out of emotion. In other words, whatever our current state of affairs is within us, it can always be directed and channeled into that helping hand, into that connection with a friend, into that pause that gives us a place to breathe. Because the truth is, nobody knows really what's going to happen, because nobody knows all that is possible. We can be grateful for the infinite possibilities going forward. We can look up when we feel discouraged. We've done this, we've talked about this before. When you look down and think about a problem, your energy constricts. Do it. Think about your worst fear coming up here and look down while you think about it, and just notice what your body does. All right? Now, raise your eyes and look straight ahead and think about that same issue. And what normally happens if we do that for a while is we start to figure out, well, I could try this, or I could try that, or I could call this person. We start to work on how to make things happen. But if you think about something that's weighing you down and you look up, you actually change your physiology. And what you're doing to your subconscious is saying, look, the sky goes on forever. And if you're inside a room, you just look higher than yourself, because there is a perspective higher than where you're standing. There is a bigger picture that can be seen. There's a more complete picture right around the next corner. We can be kind to each other. We can be kind to everyone, because it is in that action that we find our peace. So we can get back to gratitude and peace from this place that might feel so difficult or so disconnected or so divisive. It comes, as always, from within, if we give ourselves a little space and time to process. I love you all. Namaste. Let's anchor this in prayer. In the words of Ernest Holmes, there is one life. That life is good. That life is God. That life is my life now. And this life is a life of infinite wisdom and possibility. That the very spirit I call God is one of peace and wisdom and clarity and love. And as I know this power of love within me to heal all wounds, to make straight the way before me, to lighten my path, I know this is true for all people. And so I call on that love in and as myself, that I might recognize it in others when I meet them, that I might remember that healing is always possible, always happening, for the nature of life is to give to itself. And I call forth the clarity of the spiritual knowing, those spiritual eyes, to see and know the infinite unfolding that is always happening, whether my human eyes can see it or not, whether my understanding has reached a level where it's visible, or whether my understanding is still clouded. I know where there is the appearance of fear or bitterness or blaming or gloating or disconnection, that the greater truth is still love, and that each and every human action, when made with intention of spirit, is part of a greater solution. For the truth is, God is always peace, whether I see it or not. That life is always transforming and transcending what came before, whether I feel it yet or not. That the life I am is the life that love is. And I allow my own gratitude for this life to be part of the gratitude in all life. Appreciating each and every heart, each and every connection, each and every opportunity for conversation. Trusting love. And I am grateful for a philosophy that teaches to live from the heart. Grateful for the opportunity to rebuild bridges that have been lost. Grateful for the way forward, no matter how it appears. For I know that it is in the mind of God, therefore it is in the consciousness of life itself, simply unfolding in space and time for us, for all of us, and so it is. In your program, you'll find our affirmation. And I invite you to repeat these words after me. All that I am is of spirit.
All that I am is of spirit.
I let myself feel what I feel. And still trust the path I am walking. All that I am is of spirit. And so it is. Let's have another wonderful song from Tina and Jeff.
Have you read the papers lately? Have you heard the news? Do you ever wonder if there's something you can do? Oh, be the change you wanna see. Now's the time to let it be. Starting here and starting now. Trust your heart to show you how you can be the change. If you wanna see the change, well, you gotta be the change that you wanna see. Oh. Well, plant a flower and watch it grow. You will reap what you sow. Put that smile on your face and make the world a better place. You gotta be the change. If you wanna see the change, you gotta
we can live together. Yes, we can. Oh, be the change. You gotta be the change. Oh, come on and be the change that you wanna see. Oh, yeah. Come on and be the change. If you wanna see it, the change. We all gotta be the change that we wanna see. Hey, yeah. Come on, be the change. Oh, be the change. You gotta be the change that you wanna see. Yeah. One more time, we're gonna be the change. Come on, we're gonna be the change. Oh, we gotta be the change that we wanna see. Yeah. Come on, everybody, let's be the change. Oh, be the change. We gotta live the way we wanna be. The change that we wanna see. Yeah. We gonna be the change. Yes. Change.
Woo! Oh my goodness. It would have been quicker if I just let you sing that song. Like, do your first song and then do this song, and then it wouldn't have taken me quite so long to write this talk for today. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. All right, so let's take a moment to support our community. We're going to ask the ushers to come forward. Just a reminder, you can also give online or you can text to give. Your contributions keep the lights on and keep the heat on in the wintertime and the fans on in the summertime, and give us an opportunity to do what we do, which is to come together and remember the greater truth of life. So say with me our prosperity affirmation, if you will. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. While the basket is going around, I'll remind you that if you have a prayer request, there is a box on the back table. You can write out your request for the practitioners. You can also leave a confidential message on our main number. There's an option for the mailbox for prac, so you can leave a prayer request for them. Go ahead, keep playing, you're fine. You know, kind of like, ooh, ah. Okay, now you can stop. We've worked together a long time, huh, Jeff? We know. All right, there are a couple things going on I want to tell you about. First of all, our flowers are given in honor of Betty Francis' birthday, and you get to take them home. Okay, that's good. All right, couple things. We're bringing in socks. We got all kinds of socks back there. It's Sock It To Me Sundays for the month of November. They go to the Foothill Family Shelter to support the families that come in for services. Kids, adults, pretty fun, utilitarian, thick, thin, whatever you got, bring in socks. Baby socks, you know, everything. So a couple more weeks to do that. You also have a little more time to tap all your friends on the shoulder to get them to order C's Candy. It's a fundraiser for us and a lot of fun for you because, as you know, when you order from C's, you buy one gift for them and one for you. That's the way it works. So write down all your friends' names, give them a call, or text them the QR code that's in the e-blast. You can send them that. They can order directly online. It's easy, it's fun, it's chocolate, and if you have questions, talk to Shelley. Hi, Shelley. Raise your hand, Shelley. All right, order forms are on the back. Envelopes are on the back if you want to collect funds directly, or like I said, you can have them use the QR code and go online and order directly. Okay? All good for us. Do you know what the last day to order is, Shell?
I think I said November 30th.
The end of the month. So you have this month to go. Please make sure you catch all those Girl Scout moms that made you buy cookies. It's only fair. Okay, we also have coming up, we have the Community Interfaith Thanksgiving Service, which is the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. We've done this for several years. In fact, last year we hosted it here. It is an amazing program of music, prayers, short talks, readings from all different traditions. And it's really amazing. But when you do a Thanksgiving service with all different traditions contributing, everybody talks about gratitude. It's like we all teach the same thing. Hello. Anyway, it's a lovely, lovely service. This year it's being held at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Baseline and Mills. And November 27th at 7 p.m., there are flyers in the back, so if you want to take one and stick it on your fridge so you don't forget. We'll be doing readings also from Centers for Spiritual Living, and it's just... You've been before. Yes, Susie? Oh, I know that one. I'm coming to you in a moment. Susie likes to sing, so there's always a choral announcement. Anyway, any questions on this? Let me know.
And the tithing that night goes to Hope Partners.
Oh, right. So there is a collection taken during the service, and all of that goes to Hope Partners, which is the Inland Empire, the Pomona Valley Resource Center, I guess you'd say. It's like Foothill Family Shelter, providing all different kinds of services for this whole area. So do consider coming for that. Let's see. We'll come back to the choir. Just a reminder, we still have Wednesday night meditation at 6:30 online with Nisa. Your Wednesday email has the link in it for you to click. It's the same every week, so if you've got the link, you can jump in anytime. Okay, Susie, the chorale. Use the microphone, please. I know. Well, you like to sing. You might as well talk. Like, sing it.
So, as we all know, music lifts us up. I mean, Tina had just demonstrated how it practically lifted us out of our chairs with joy. So we know that participating and listening and allowing the music to soothe the soul is so healing. And so we have an opportunity for all of you to come and support us. I'm a member of the Claremont Chorale, which is through the Community School of Music, Claremont Community Music. Yeah. And this is going to be on December 7th, and it's going to be in the afternoon at 4 p.m., and it's about an hour and a half of just joyous, uplifting, gorgeous music to prepare you for December for Christmas.
All right.
And so it's a Christmas classic, and it's going to be held at the Claremont Presbyterian Church on North Mountain Avenue in Claremont. The tickets are $25. I just happen to have some.
In case you want to get yours.
So please remember, it's Saturday, December 7th. It's only about an hour of joy and uplifting. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Really quick that I've got 4 tickets as well, not on me, that I can sell. And we're accompanied by an ensemble of professional musicians, so it's really gorgeous.
Nice, nice, lovely. Yeah. The Presbyterian Church has a good parking lot. All right, all right. All right, so a reminder that we have weekly activities that go on throughout the month, that there's a sheet in the back that has like all the different meetings with belly dancing and the kinds of stuff that goes on. We also have monthly things, like the first Saturday is drum circle, the third Saturday is Reiki. Please take advantage of that. Those are all listed on that sheet. Make sure you have one handy so that you don't miss all the fun stuff. I do want to give you a save the date, which is Sunday, December 8th, which right after service we will have our Christmas luncheon on December 8th. That means if we're going to decorate the chapel for Christmas, we're going to need some help doing that probably the weekend of Thanksgiving. So don't be thinking you're going to go out of town and not come to church that Sunday. We have things to do. So, because otherwise it won't be decorated for our event. So keep that in mind. We've got a couple things coming up for the holidays. Any questions, any other announcements? Yes?
On the last Saturday of this month, on November 30th, we're going to have a big, what's called a belly dance hafla, where a bunch of troops and dancers get together in Holmes Hall. They'll be selling all kinds of very cool things that are belly dance related, and then some, and a couple performances.
All right, so belly dancing extravaganza. Yeah. Shelley will be there, but not dancing. And you know you want one of those belts with all the little jingly things on it, so you can jingle your way through the house. Yes, okay. Hair extensions. All right, see, Jeff, you've been waiting for that. You know, doing new things is energizing. Yes, it is. All right, my friends, let's stand up, move to the side, sing a little. We'll have coffee next door right after.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together.